Hello,
Good,
hello.
good evening, good evening.
Mhm.
How is everybody? Welcome,
Doing.
welcome, welcome. As you can see, the cat, she's having a good time.
He.
Oh, he,
Orion.
Orion.
He's
Sorry, Patty.
entertaining us.
He's entertaining us.
Yes.
Oh, look, how is everyone? Thank you for
Hello.
coming and joining us today. Yesterday is a special day. We started at 9.
Yes,
Because
today,
Maya
yes.
was doing something really special. She was called for that. And she's going to share how the universe conspired to do a magical work today.
It was a
It
synchronicity.
was
So
just
beautiful.
so
And
wonderful.
actually, I wasn't going to talk about that today because our topic is the morphogenetic field. But it was such an amazing story that I want to share because I
Absolutely.
think
And by
it's
the way, this is Maya Daria
I'm
Sol.
Maria Sol,
And
and
I'm
this is
Janet Altagracia.
Janet Altagracia, and we are here tonight again to share more information about how to heal your ancestors healing,
Absolutely.
ancestral healing. Yes, yes, yes. So welcome. We see more people joining. Welcome
Oh, I
all.
love the hearts.
I know I so
Yeah.
love those hearts. It's like they are like a rain.
Yes,
But the rain
thank you,
doesn't
thank
go
you.
from up and down, but from down and up. So it's more magical, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like going up to the crown chakra, up to the higher powers. Great,
Yes,
great, great.
up to the source.
Up to the source, yes.
Speaking of magic, right?
What a magical day
There
happened
you
today.
go, more magic to happen. Thank you for those hearts. We so love them.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. So we are 1 hour after our time, the time
Mhm.
that we usually meet. But while more people join, I want to just share a little bit of a story. Do you guys like stories? I love stories.
I like stories.
Yes. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about this one because I came home so wet, but so happy and so amazed. And I don't know if you guys believe in magic. Do you believe in magic,
I
Janet?
believe in magic.
I believe in
Like
magic.
that song, Do You Believe in Magic? Yes, we
Yes,
do.
yes, we do. And so the universe aligns in these ways that you cannot really see it, but when it happens, you're like, what? It's that you get like, well, how come? So I just gonna share a little bit of this story. I have a friend of mine who is doing something called biodance. I don't know if you guys have heard of biodance. Have you, Janet went to one last
I
time.
went to one last week, and it
Yes.
was the first time I had heard of it, and it was very powerful.
Yes.
So,
So this dance is a dance that is not about learning how to dance, but it's about how you can connect with others and with life and with yourself. So it's a very loving movement where we meet in circles and then we grab hands and we just see each other through the eyes. It's just a beautiful dance.
it's your souls connecting with other souls. That's the
Yes.
way I see it. Beautiful.
And so the universe had aligned this that we weren't going to come at 8, but at 9 because I decided to go and join the session of the afternoon, which was at 6:30. And so it happens that we are doing the movements already. We are into the dynamic. And all of a sudden, I see this lady standing by a tree. And she's looking at us, but she's telling the other people my name. But I don't know this lady. And so this lady is like Maya Daddy. And I was just so into my dance, And all of a sudden, I see the lady standing next to the tree. And I say, well, why don't you just join us? Let's all connect and let's all do this movement, this dance together. So she decides to join us. And then all of a sudden, when we have this movement together, she says, I purchased your program of Soul's Journey. And this is a program that I sell. It's a digital program to hear the ancestors as well, but it goes in videos. So she purchased that and she did the whole program. And she was going through a hard time because her father had died a couple of weeks ago. So she is in that grieving state. And this is the story she shares. I told my husband, can you please take me to a park? Because I feel like walking. I really don't want to do anything else but just walk because I'm feeling down. So her husband, I don't know her husband either. He She doesn't know about this park, and I haven't seen them ever before. And then her husband chooses the park where we are at doing this dance. So that is called synchronicity.
Mhm.
She's going to a grieving moment. She wants to get to know me one day in her life. She's trying to process this thing that just happened in her life. And
This
all of a
loss.
sudden, she's there in that park walking. So we had this music playing, and she feels called to the music. So she approaches and she says, she told her husband, I like that music. I'm going to get closer. And then she sees me, and all of a sudden, that connection happened that we ended up doing one movement together.
Mhm.
And then that's when she told me, my father just passed away, and I'm feeling that I needed this moment. So what I did practically was a family constellation there, because we were like holding hands like this. The movement was that you had to hold hands and then let go. So it's a movement that you can learn how to let go of things. And she needed to let go of that. And so I told her, well, just pretend that I'm your father. And then we are hugging each other here. And then we were grabbing hands, and then we did the movement. So now just see that your fight is gone, but you guys had your time, and it was a beautiful time. And guess what? It started to rain. So her emotions, because everything is synchronicity, we are co-creating in that moment. She is feeling this grief, so the storm comes.
Mhm.
Not only the storm, it comes with ice. How do you call that, Janet?
Yeah, it's like haze. It's
Yeah,
not.
when it rains, but it's not only water, but
It's like
it's like
icy,
icy.
icy. Yeah.
So that was her tears. I mean, I'm just talking about the symbolism of the moment and how she got to transcend that state of grieving at that precise moment with me, because she was looking to get to know me. You tell me if this isn't the magic of the universe, Janet.
If you think about it, what are the odds that she sees the person that she wrote a program with to help heal her ancestral lineage? They do a movement during a very difficult time that she's experiencing. She comes to the park that she's never been to, that yet there she comes. She, that park that we're talking about is huge. The fact that she ended up exactly where the biodancing was happening, is that is only of God.
Yes,
And then the fact that she meets Maya and can do that connection, and one of her things was that she wanted, and she does. I mean, it just has no words.
it's an alignment.
It's an
It's a
alignment.
perfect alignment. She asked for it, and I was there for that. And
Yeah.
the universe knew I had to be there today at that time in that precise moment. And that's what I call synchronicity. Life knows everything, like the alignments that are there for us are waiting for us if we ask for them. Like, for
Mm.
example, if we want to change something in our lives and we ask for it, the answer is always going to come.
Yeah.
Yes,
And for us to listen,
yes,
because we look at it, Maya schedules this every Friday at 8, but something told her no, she needed to go to the Via Danza.
yes.
So she did change this, so she listened.
Yes,
And
I
now
believe it too, Shane.
so, and then here she was because she was needed for the grieving of this young woman.
Yes,
So
yes,
it's just beautiful how we co-create exactly what we need at the
yes.
exactly perfect time. It's always perfect timing.
It is. So thank you for listening to this story, because I believe it was part of it happened for me also to share it with you, because it's a message to always trust. Trust that the universe is listening, and then it's listening to you, to what you need, what you are willing to change, for what you are willing to step out of because it's hurtful, for example, for that suffering that you have been going through, for whatever it is that in your system, for example, unresolved memories or things that you are connected to the past that you haven't been able to resolve. something with your family system that you haven't been able to disattach. And the more you know this information that we are sharing here today, the more you will be able to transcend because you are here. Thank you. I so love your name, Kiss NFB. Thank you so much. Yes, and thank you for, yes, it was a very powerful story. While then the rain, it was raining so hard. We were all were like under this gazebo, but the rain and the wind, it was so strong. And it was her emotions releasing at that moment. And so I was talking about that, and I was like understanding the connection of her emotions with what nature was showing at that moment.
The tears.
There was a
The
point I
rain.
said, I have to go. I must go because I have my life. This life, not my life, but the life that we do every Friday. So I said, well, I'm gonna be dancing and singing in the rain because I was so happy and satisfied of what just had happened. So I was barefoot. I ran to the car and I told the guys, just wait, because it's about to Maine. How do you say it when it doesn't rain anymore?
It's about to stop. And
Yeah, it's about to
yes.
stop. Just wait there, but I need to go. And then, surely enough, while I'm driving, I see this amazing sunset that I guess they got to enjoy.
Oh
So
my God.
it my heart was so fulfilled. I came home so happy and so excited to just share this little story with you.
Absolutely.
Before we begin our chapter today,
Yes.
our program today, we are talking today about the morphogenetic field.
Very
And
powerful.
the information comes from this book that I wrote last year. It's
So
called Alchemy for
buy
the
the
Soul.
book. Buy the book.
Janet says, "Buy the
Buy the
book, buy
book.
the book." So this book contains 7 steps to transcend all of those unresolved memories of your ancestors that you are following, that maybe you haven't been able to transcend. So there are exercises here. I call them, or we call them, systemic exercises to
Yeah.
be able to transcend these memories that you haven't maybe not are not even aware of, that you are experiencing some things in your life that are connected to that past that you haven't been able to disattach. And that's what
Mhm.
we are here for. We want you to have all of this information. We are doing step one. We are on step one. We are talking about the inclusion. The inclusion. So if you have missed the other programs, we invite you to go to my YouTube channel. I have 2 channels, one in English, one in Spanish. Look for the one in English because we are already in our program number 12. And so if you missed the last one, we were talking about the inclusion of the other one. We were talking about betrayal and the inclusion of just anything, because everything that shows out there in our life is something that is within.
Mhm.
Because all the stories and all the memories of humanity are within each of us.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And they decide to come without so that we can heal.
Yes, exactly.
So we can heal, yes.
Yes, so tonight we have something that we call the morphogenetic field. We want to talk a little bit about that so you can understand, because you might ask, but how can I know what happened to my ancestors? And
Mhm.
how can I be identifying with one of these ancestors if I don't know their stories? Well, see, the structure of the universe is a gift, because we are all codes. We are all codes attached to other codes, and that's the we are doing like a system, right? We are doing a programming, a reprogramming at this time to let go of those memories of the past, so we can transcend them and create a new reality based on the new programming. That's pretty much what we are doing. So for that, we need this field. This field is key on transcending the past.
Right. Exactly. It is
It is a
key.
blessing. It is a blessing. And I'm so glad for that field. If we didn't have this field, we really wouldn't be able to know how to transcend these memories. So
Mhm.
let's talk a little bit about that, Jan.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. So, what is the morphogenetic field? Let's make it simple. Just picture this or imagine this. Imagine that this is a line, like a line of time. We call it a line of time, even though time doesn't exist.
Mhm.
In the programming of for the human and for this planet, the time exists because we live experiences in that line, in that timeline. Hmm?
Mhm.
So in this line, when things happen, let's say experiences happen, situations happen, they stay in certain points along that timeline.
Mhm.
Everything that happened in history, let's say, is registered in that field, in that line of time. So when something happened there, it happens that, let's say that, let's just give an example here. Let's say that, let's talk a little bit about one of those harsh moments or unresolved memories of history. Let's talk about one, Janet. What comes to you?
The one that came automatically was Hitler. The whole story with
The
Hitler,
Holocaust.
the Holocaust.
Perfect.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's a very harsh one. Those memories of what happened there, let's say, didn't just pass in the past. We are still living that sort of dysfunctional sort of experiences, not the same way, but kind of the same way. Because those memories haven't been resolved. For example, how many people died there that haven't been able to be honored? How many people died there that maybe their family didn't know more about them? They disappeared and maybe no one else talked about them. So they are excluded.
Hmm.
So how many people there is being carrying, like the descendants of these people is carrying post-traumatic stress condition. The post-traumatic stress comes from that because in the epigenetics of the descendants, that can be activated. Some emotions of fear or trauma or stress, of course, the body gets to feel them.
Hmm.
Why am I saying this? Because the body is the one that feels first what is happening in my environment. So if it is something traumatic, my nervous system activates. It's like, this is dangerous, and it makes me feel
Not safe.
pain, suffering,
Yeah.
sadness, anger, frustration, whatever it is that our ancestors got to experience with those sort of experiences.
I mean, it's big on them not feeling safe,
Yes,
because
survival.
survival, they like there.
Yes, they are there. So those memories haven't been resolved.
Hmm.
How are those memories from that part of the history are affecting us today? We can talk a lot about that one. See, all those memories of abuse, for example,
I mean, it's happening right now
it's
with
happening right now.
Ukraine.
Yes, same thing.
With
War,
Yeah, war
war.
with Ukraine people. We're living it
You're
right
less
now.
and more. I'm trying to get the power over you. I'm trying
Someone
to
is.
submit you. You're less than me. I want you to be like this. So all of this is like repeating, replicating what wasn't resolved in the past. So one the people of Ukraine, let's say, is going through the part of feeling abused somehow because they don't have the power to fight the conflict, let's say.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Hmm.
And so we see the same sort of story in a modern time, but it's the same story with the same conflict affecting all of the members of those communities in the same way. Again, the memories of survival awaken.
Hmm.
The fear of what is going to happen to me. Am I going to die? Am I going to lose everything I have? Am I going to have food? Am I going to have a shelter? Am I going to have everything? It's just the
Hmm.
same memories that awaken. So those that were resolved in the past need to be resolved at certain point in history. So those memories won't continue happening again for the descendants.
Yeah, because you think we live in such modern time, and here we are in the middle of a war.
Yes, yes,
Our neighbors, we are with our neighbors. One country trying to overpower another one.
yes. exactly. So let's see. Let's talk about those memories. Let's say that I was one of the victims of the Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that I had family and maybe I was a survivor from
Mm-hmm.
that part, but I saw my mom dying or my dad dying. So this person who, let's say, got to survive has in her or his body the memories of what happened there because I feel them. They awaken in my nervous system every time I think of them. I remember them. So, what do we do in the morphogenetic field? Let's say that we travel all the way along that uh, timeline and
Mm-hmm.
we go back to that memory and we can feel what the person felt because the memories don't have, this field doesn't have, let's say, a future or a past. They are just there.
It's like everything is the present moment.
Yes, everything is in the present moment. There
Mm-hmm.
is no time in
Mm-hmm.
this timeline, even though it's a timeline.
Mm-hmm.
See? And so we can travel and we can say, I am going to be representing maybe the victim of, let's say, or maybe I was the one who got to survive and I got to see my mom and my dad die. So what could this person felt at that moment?
Mm-hmm.
And how did this person get to resolve that, those feelings, those emotions, that pain, that suffering? So if this person didn't get to overcome or transcend this pain still pulsing in that field, has a pulsation.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm? And that pulsation, when it's doing this, means that any of the next generations down the road at certain point might feel the same as that ancestor felt.
And there's where you see the repeating. It will
And
repeat.
that's how the repeating happens. That's how they replicate.
And it has to repeat
Yes.
because our ancestors, I mean, we have more tools. They didn't have the tools. So
Mm-hmm.
it has to repeat so that it has to pulsate in us. So therefore we can go into that field, see the present moment there, and then heal and start transcending it.
Yes, so that's what we do in family constellations.
It's so powerful.
It's so powerful. We go to the past, we stand where these people were standing
With
at
all
the
the
moment,
emotions, with all the emotions.
and we get to feel what they felt.
Mm.
And this isn't spiritism or medium or anything like it. The only way we can recognize what happened there is because there is something called the emotional resonance.
Mhm.
The emotional resonance is what they got to feel that kind of left a mark in that space in time.
Oh my God, I get goosebumps. Oh
Yes.
my God.
So when you get to stand on that person's moment and you connect to what that person felt, then you get to feel it as well. Then you can say, I have fear, or I feel like I need to run away, I need to hide, I feel like I'm in pain, I'm crying, I don't know what's happening. Whatever that person got to feel, you will be able to feel it. And what do we do there? Well, we look to reconcile those memories.
Mhm.
So, for instance, what can we do to reconcile a memory like that of the Holocaust for this sort of victim, let's say, that we were talking about? So, if I was the survivor of this memory, let's say, I need to do some work. First of all, I need to maybe grieve my mom and my dad who died. I need to heal my abandonment, my wound of abandonment. Maybe I need to heal, including the perpetrator, because of you, my family died. See, and if we don't get to do this reconciliation and this inclusion, because the perpetrator belongs, is serving life to the point where we can really let go of the separation and come
Mhm.
back to consciousness. That's what is really happening. Back then, our ancestors couldn't see it this way, but today we can. That's why we
Mhm.
are talking about this today. Today, we have the consciousness to say we are separating thinking that we are two different um, parts
Individual,
and
right?
individual parts, but we are just one
One.
unity with
Mhm.
all of this programming that we are working on reprogramming. Hmm? So that is what it is. That's what the morphogenetic field is. So this person who was the survivor, let's say, needs to do all of that work, needs to feel peace with the past, accepting what happens, integrating it, saying, yes, I carry those memories. And as I carry them and I can see them and identify them and see why I feel this way every time I feel abandoned or I feel like someone wants to abuse me or perpetrate me, then I can really heal. That's the first step. Then, if you get to heal your ancestors in that morphogenetic field, then you will be able to transcend them and feel peace.
Mhm.
Thank you, Ryan. And feel peace. See,
Yes.
because that's pretty much what we are doing. We are looking forward to create order, systemic order in that morphogenetic field. And not only that, but to reconcile within your soul.
And it's so key to get into the field because that's where you are. You go into the present moment, even though you're healing the past, and you feel the emotions. And I know, remember one day, we did a constellation,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember, you go in, you go into the field, and I never forget. It's like the moment I was in the field, it's like all of a sudden I threw myself on the floor and I started crying, and you don't even know why you do, but you just do it. And then we found out that I was a little girl. We found out how this little girl got abandoned, and it was so like powerful. So we were able to heal and like protect that little girl and bring her back to this present moment with the right wording so that
Yes.
she can transcend and heal that pain that she felt for being abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
So it is magical work.
It is like magic too. It is like magic. We don't, it's a mystery. We cannot really understand it with our minds, but we must experience it to understand it. That's how I can say it. And so let's talk a little bit about how the family constellation works, maybe so
Mm-hmm.
you can understand better the whole experience.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
let's say that you come with an issue that you are ready to resolve, that you feel like, okay, I'm over. I'm tired of repeating this. I've been working, I've been going to the therapist, to the psychologist, to this and that and that. I have my chakras aligned, I have everything, but still the thing happens. Right? So you come to say, well, I'm ready to constellate this because this is really like I don't want to go through it again.
Right.
So you come and say and tell us about the topic. So maybe we will ask you a little bit about your family systems because remember that everything that is happening to us today is all systemic, transgenerational, and ancestral, and of course, family system. You are connected to the unresolved memories of your past. Yes or yes. We are all, we all need to do that part of the work. So if you
I'm
don't
like,
know it,
it
I'm just
is.
telling you today.
It is what it is.
It
Because
is what it
it
is.
is what it
Yes.
is.
So let's say that you bring maybe mom and dad, which were your um, caregivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you bring your caregivers, even if you were adopted or whatever. Whoever was there for you was a mother, was playing a role, right? So we see how or what happened in the past that could be connected to your present today while you're living those experiences. So maybe I will ask Janet, Janet, can you represent my mom? And then I will ask you, let's say, Sandra, can you represent my dad? And I would say, Keith, can you please represent mm, the memory of maybe grandma or whoever we feel like is connected to this information? Because you, as a descendant, you are identifying with someone in the past
Mm-hmm.
that had the same emotions that you're trying to heal. Hmm? So when the constellation is ready, let's say the person says, okay, I'm going to position this person here, this person there. And that is giving us a, this positioning is telling us how the information is showing, like let's say I'm more connected to Janet, and maybe Janet is the person that I need to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe at this moment when I'm seeing so connected to this person, I'm the descendant, and maybe this is my grandpa, and I can see that I'm doing it like my grandpa. I can
Mm-hmm.
see that maybe I'm feeling the same emotions of my grandpa, because when I open the field, the morphogenetic field, it starts showing all of these emotions of what happened. So maybe me as a descendant here, I can say, oh, I have felt like this person before. Oh, I can identify a lot with this person.
Mm-hmm.
See? So we can really see how I, as a descendant, am identifying with someone from the past. And maybe I can look at my ancestor and say, I can see you, and I can recognize you, and I can include you. You are you, and I am I. And I know your story and your destiny, and I respect it and I honor it. Because of you, I'm here today, but you are you, and I am I. I am I.
So you're doing all those validations.
Yes, yes. So we use wording,
Wording, yes, very
little
powerful.
wording that is very powerful because it hits again the cellular memory, your emotional and your mental field, and your energetic field. And it's a quantum leap when you get to do this. And the person usually feels at peace at the end. So that tells us that that memory got to be reconciled in that morphogenetic field.
Because remember, when you're there, you are in the emotion.
Yes,
So you're feeling all those feelings, all those emotions, and then they're telling you exactly the words that you needed to hear
yes,
so that you can feel validated and transcend.
yes. Or
So
maybe this grandpa needed to be seen,
that's it.
or needed to be
Be heard,
acknowledged or
be
heard
heard. Yep.
or something. So at that moment, it's like we create this image of what needed to be done in the past. Maybe this forgiveness,
Mm-hmm.
maybe this liberation or this integration. Anything happens there that creates the movement of reconciliation for the whole system to unravel. How does I say unravel?
Unravel. You're saying it. Come
Yeah,
on, yeah. Unravel.
unravel
Mm-hmm.
the past. And that creates a new reality for the descendants. That's pretty much how it works. It's very simple. It might seem complicated, but it's very simple. Hmm?
And very deep.
And very deep. Yes, it is. And something that I want to say here is that sometimes we want to heal understanding what happened, but it's not enough. It's not enough. To confront your truth, you must experience it again.
Feeling. Yeah. The feeling.
You need to feel it again.
So you have to relive it, right?
You need to relive what happened to you in your past as a child, or to your, or what happened to your ancestors, and you're going to be able to feel it again. And once you feel it, say, I feel this, and of course it's an uneasy movement, internal movement. But once you get to reconcile that, then you will feel at peace.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what creates the change, not only for you, not only for you, for your whole system, for the ones that were before, for the ones that are coming or that are already there, and for the whole system of life.
Ooh, I always say we take a deep breath there.
It's so powerful.
It really is.
So that's why we are here today. We wanted to tell you a little bit about this possibility. It's a possibility. There is a possibility for you to create a change.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's like, but I don't know, how do I do that? Well, put yourself in the field. Put yourself in that morphogenetic field and experience that. I can talk the whole night here, but you won't get to really understand it until you are really standing on it. Or
Yeah.
do these exercises from this book as well, because the field is here. When you open the field to do these exercises, it's like I will be talking to you. Now say this, now do this, now see this.
And it has the right questions. You know what I mean? So like when you're there in like a scenario, an
Mm-hmm.
exercise will have the question you should ask.
Yes.
You know, you can always add more, but it has the question to at least get you to the trigger point, to get you to that core
Yes.
that is so important that heals.
Yes. So now let's just review what the book says for the ones following, because this is a book club, right? We want to read a little bit about what it says about the morphogenetic field. So it says this: morphogenetic field. Since we will be entering this field with each practice, because of course the exercises are here, and at every step of the journey, let's talk about it. The morphogenetic field is similar to a hologram that holds all the memories of your life, that of your parents, those of your ancestors, and those of all humanity. So, all the memories that you got to experience in your life, all the memories that your parents got to experience, all of your family system, your ancestors, and the memories of all humanity are there in that morphogenetic field. And you can go there and visit them, let's say. In this field, time doesn't exist. For example, what was not resolved or reconciled in the past is still happening today in the present moment. In other words, the resonance, remember I spoke about the emotional resonance, including emotions and thoughts of what happened between people or their situations, is still happening in the morphogenetic field. The energy of the memory remains pulsating as if it happened today. Can you now understand why we attract these experiences in our life? Because the field has this pulsation, and I'm vibrating in those memories, in the information of my system. So I'm attracting more of the same when I haven't resolved it. The field offers us the possibility to see, and feel the emotional resonance of what happened in the past, and also the possibility to create a reconciliation for ourselves and for our ancestors. The morphogenetic field is sacred. Yes, it is sacred. It is, it is essential that before entering the field, we always ask permission, since it is like visiting the destiny of what was, what is, and what will be. We see our memories and that of our ancestors, their systems, and what happened to them, so we can identify who or what we are connected to.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
It's like, yeah, it's like you say, wow.
Yes, it is a beautiful gift that we have today to be able to reconcile our past and our ancestors' past.
So that means if grandma felt this fear and was totally disconnected from grandpa,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and look for a man that I can be totally disconnected from so
Yes.
that I can heal grandma.
Yes, that's pretty much how it is, Janet. You identify with grandma so you can heal that memory that grandma couldn't resolve.
Right.
And because we are all serving life, right? You need to go through it. So someone gets to resolve that.
Because everything is about the heart and the emotions. So that's
Yes,
why it's so important that you feel the emotions.
yes,
So therefore, oof, you can open it up to love.
yes. So we enter this field, of course, every time we do the experience, we enter the field asking permission because we are entering this sacred space, respecting and honoring with gratitude the destiny of life.
Mm.
And I want to talk a little bit about this because there is something that is sometimes hard for people to accept, the destiny of what happened in
Yes.
the past. And if we don't respect that destiny, no matter how harsh it was, then we won't be able to help.
Mhm.
Yes. Even though those memories that those times in history, the Inquisition and the Holocaust and slavery,
Slavery.
colonization, war, all of those had to happen and they already happened. We cannot change the past, but we can heal that past to create or and manifest a new reality.
And not create those wars again.
Yes, exactly. So we come into the field not to judge what happened in the past, but to see how it affects us today and possibly to create a change.
And that is so important, not to judge.
Yes, we have the tendency to say, that's bad, that was bad, that was wrong, and there was no wrong. It was as it was because it was supposed to be like that, otherwise, it wouldn't have been.
And that situation served the system.
That situation served the system and is serving us today. So
Exactly.
pretty much it's serving us today because today with this new consciousness, we can see that and say there was separation.
Mhm.
Or there was separation where they shouldn't be. But today we are unifying our consciousness. So we are like, instead of being separated mentally because I think this is right and this is wrong, I'm bringing everything together to say there's not right or wrong. It's just what it is. It's teaching us something. We are learning something from it. And we are transcending that as much as I transcend them. Transcend this. Yes, Keith, thank you for being so present and for all of your comments. He's saying, respect everyone's destiny without judgment.
Right.
Yes, right. That's it.
Yeah, because we all come to live an experience.
Yes.
Some of them are tough,
Yes.
but we come to live an experience.
Yes.
And no matter what's going on, everything is in perfect order.
Yes. And if you haven't seen the program about the perpetrator, we invite you to see it.
Mm.
Also, the one of the black sheep of the family, because we have the tendency to judge criminals and this and that and that. And leaving that judgment is part of the process of reprogramming the all software of humanity to change towards a new consciousness where we all can understand that we are one family, that
One
we all
family.
belong, and that we need to give every person that place because we all have a place in the world, in the planet, and in the system of life.
Whew. Yes.
Okay, so to finish, it says this. We always honor our ancestors and their destiny. We appreciate what they lived as it was a step forward for us to have it easier today. Yes. How many times have you judged mom or dad because they weren't as you expected them to be? Well, they were doing the best they could.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, even if they didn't get to do much in your observation, they did. They took some steps for you to have it easier today, even though it doesn't seem like it. Maybe you went through a harsh childhood and you say, no, my mom and my dad and this and that, they didn't took that step. They didn't take that step, but they did. Believe me, they did. And I can say here this little story. My my mother was the black sheep of the family. And she, of course, the family was very traditional, and she was the one who broke from it because that time where she was in her probably 20s was the time of the hippie time, the
Oh,
hippies
okay, yeah.
that
Yeah.
and she decided to take into that experience, and she was judged by the family and this and that. But if she doesn't take that step of freedom, because she was being very enclosed in the system, she married my father, and she was trying to break from that traditional pattern of the family because she was as free as I am. So if
Mhm.
she didn't take that step, guess who had to go through the hard time of breaking the structure of the system. It would have been me. But since she did that, even though she was judged and excluded, you know, I had it easier. So I can be a free spirit today. Maybe I decided to choose that mother because I knew I would be able to come and express myself freely and be a
Exactly.
free spirit. See how it
Yeah.
works? So she did, even though she wasn't with me because she wasn't like, the traditional way mom and daughter are. My grandparents raised me. But when you're a child, you don't understand why mom isn't with you. But today, after all of this work, I can say thank you, mom.
Look how much
Yes,
courage it took in those times
yes,
for her to be authentic to who she was.
yes, yes,
And
yes,
then that was the blessing because her being like that, look what we have next to us now.
yes. So
She was
I,
able
so
to.
I honored you, Mama Rosita.
Yes. And we honor you
Yes,
too.
we honored you. Yes, yes,
Absolutely.
yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I so love you
Hmm.
deeply in my heart. Thank you so much. And also my father, I wouldn't be able to be teaching here because he was a teacher, see? So it was so hard for me to start teaching. But I have that strength. We not only inherit, let's say the negative, but we also inherit
The good stuff,
the
the
good stuff,
positive.
the power,
Yes.
their power.
The power. Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's say to finish, because I know you have to go
Mhm.
and it's almost 10. So it says this. Hopefully, with these exercises that you might be practicing from this book, we can help reconcile what they would not be aware of and could not help back then. Back then, let's say that was the darkest moment for the humanity process of evolution. So they wouldn't have been able to even understand what you are able to understand today. See, we are the new consciousness. Actually, the new programming already changed, or like the whole software for the human, for that process of evolution, it already changed. It's just that we cannot adjust to it because we're still so rooted with those old programming of our ancestors in all ways. Everything we learn, the conditioning, plus these unresolved memories.
Hmm.
It's a lot. The field, the morphogenetic field, gives us the possibility of change. The totality is evolving from our own individual healing and transformation. As you heal, you help transcend your system and the system of life.
I'm like, so feel good about yourself. Look what you come to do.
Yes. And if you're there just listening to this, you're helping already.
Already, yeah.
Yes. So thank you, thank you, thank you for listening.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hi, Christine. We see you are on YouTube. Christine says, if nothing else, our parents may have showed one path not to take.
Yeah,
What it says? If nothing else, our parents may have showed one path not to take.
right. Because sometimes our parents do things and we go, I'm not gonna do that.
Yes.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yes.
So they showed you. They kind of showed you what you don't want.
Yes.
So that was the gift.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. Also, if they did it, maybe you can say today, well, I'm not going to take that path
Right.
because maybe the consequences of it are not going to be so fun.
You choose to do it differently.
Differently.
Yeah.
Yes. And you choose to do it differently when you understand these concepts.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
if you do it out of fear, you're still into the unconsciousness of survival.
Right. So you'll create it again.
You created it again because you are afraid of leaving that, then it will come to you. But if you are seeing this from this new consciousness that we are talking about here today, then you won't be able to go through it.
Right. Exactly.
That's how it works. Thank you, Christine, for that observation. Very awesome. I don't know if someone else has any other comments here. Let's see. Um, let's see. Let's see. Well, I don't see comments here, but I see a lot of people joining in Instagram. Thank you so much for being so present. And well, that's pretty much what we wanted to share today about the morphogenetic field. We have two announcements.
Yes, but one of
Yes.
them is please share.
Yes,
Please hit the
please.
like and please share. Anyone
Yes.
that you know that resonates with this, please, share it with them.
And if you like this information so much and you don't know how to share, because maybe you're in Instagram, then we invite you to go to Maya Daddy del Sol. That's my YouTube channel in English, because I have English and Spanish. So if you get to the Spanish ones, just say, okay, I need to look for the English one. Please subscribe, and then you can share from there.
Absolutely.
We want to grow because we want to expand this information. We want the most people we can to know this. Actually, my vision is that one person in each family system in the planet can do this work. And if I'm not there, because I cannot multiply. We have constellators already.
She is
Actually,
multiplying.
I'm multiplying by having new coaches
Exactly.
facilitating family constellations. Janet is one of them. She graduated last year, and last weekend we just graduated another seven new
Yes.
facilitators on family constellations.
And this weekend, tomorrow,
And
Saturday,
tomorrow,
we're gonna graduate like another 20.
no, it's like 18 people.
18
Yeah, in
people
the Spanish group. So
in the
we are
Spanish
so
group.
glad that we are getting to expand. When you go through that process of what the Institute offers you, it's not only about learning how to become a facilitator, but you, of course, have to go to the darkest places of your unconsciousness and to heal them to be able then to facilitate others.
Right.
So I'm so glad to take your hand and take you through all of those.
Yeah. Through the journey and the process.
Yes, places and your journey.
Yes.
So if you allow me to, and you might be interested on stepping into it, welcome. I can see that you're a brave soul, and we welcome you. In July, we will start the new program in July. Yes.
Very nice.
And if you want to know more about it, you can go to systemichealinginstitute.com, and it has all the dates and the values and everything, the modules and what every module includes. Okay, so the announcements now.
Yes.
Yes, can I do the announcements,
Yes,
please? Okay, so we have a once a month meeting in English, and we meet through Zoom. So if you would like to connect with us in another level where we can talk more and see each other and share a little bit more about our ancestors and what we are experiencing today, it is a tribe. We want to heal in a tribe because at this point, even though the transformation happens through me, I still need to connect with my community, with my tribe. Is important. You're not alone. That you cannot. You are not alone. So you can feel that you have been accompanied. Yes. In that journey, and in a safe, with a safe tribe where you can open up, because we don't want everybody to see our vulnerability, but at certain point we need to open up that so we can heal. Yeah. So that's happening. I'm telling you when, right now. On the 25th, of May at 8 p.m. At 8 p.m. is our meeting. So if you would like to register for it, because you need to register for it, you need to go to my YouTube channel, and then the link is there. You register, and then it will send you automatically the Zoom meeting for you to meet that day. Also, on the 21st, we do group sessions, family constellations in group from 10 in the morning till 1. We do the English part in the morning, and then we do the Spanish part in the afternoon. So if you would like to get constellated, then you can come to the group. We also do individual sessions, one-on-one, or we do group sessions. So on the 21st is the group session. So if you would like to get constellated or participate, then you only pay a fee, or you have to pay this fee. So just send me a text by WhatsApp, +1 321 900 5680, and let me know if you want to participate. And
or if you want to constellate.
Or if you want to constellate, yes. So, because we kind of limit the spaces because we cannot do it. Those movements takes probably
Yeah.
1 hour and a half each
Yeah.
movement,
Yes.
so we cannot have a lot of people constellating in one day. So thank you, Kiss. We so love you. Kiss and FB. Deep ancestral conversation. Thanks you both. Thank you. Thank you for being so present and
Absolutely,
so
yes.
participative. We so love your participation, and we will love your participation if anybody else is out there, because your story can be our story or the story of others. And if you can say, well, my story is this, and then someone else, oh, yeah, mine too, then we can talk about it. And I can share a little bit more of information about that. And so you can start like, I'm checking this, I'm checking this, I'm checking this. I know what I must do.
Right, because we are mirror image of
Yes,
each other.
yes, definitely. We are here to mirror each other.
Yes.
So why not to put it out there for others to hear as well? We are here
Exactly.
all to support each other, to laugh together, to cry together, to love together, and to just reconnect.
Right. Enjoy why we chose to do this.
Yes,
Enjoy it.
yes, yes. Enjoy your experience here on Earth
Absolutely.
as a human
As
and
a
do your
human.
part.
Do your part and do your work. Do your work.
Yes, the more you do your part, the more this physical plane becomes heaven for you.
It does. It
Yes,
does. It really does.
yes, it
Yes,
is.
it
Because the
really
idea is that you
does.
get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. And it is enjoyable if you do this part of the work, I promise.
It
Or,
comes
or I don't know, maybe
easier.
because that's my experience.
No, yeah, because we live in the blissful life.
Yes, yes, yes.
It does really does become easier.
Yes, yes.
So
Okay, well, my dears, it was a pleasure as always.
we hate to say goodbye,
Yes.
but it's up until next time, to next Friday.
Next Friday at 8 again. Yeah, I'm not gonna
We
go
go
to the
back
bio
to-
dance.
So,
Yeah, but thank you so much for being so present. And we want to send you our love
lots
and,
of love. Lots.
and infinite blessings. And thank you for being there. The universe is aligning again, the synchronicity of you being here to listen to this information because maybe you are ready to take the next step. And the next step probably is the one that we kind of pushes the last, because that was my story, right? I went to hear my body, and then I got to hear my mind. I'm gonna be thinking positive, and I'm going to hear my spirit, and then I'm gonna do qigong and tai chi and alignment and meditation and this and that and that and that. But I was avoiding the core of where I needed to go, which was my soul, and to get to my really the deepest unconsciousness of mine, so I could really get to transform it.
And she needed to go through all that process because
Yes.
that's how the awareness come. So everything is a gift, but she got it, and
Yes.
here she is.
And
Here we are.
And I can show you the shortcut, by the
Yes.
way.
That's what we want to do. Show you
Yes.
the shortcut. Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. So thank you so much for being so present. And 1 hour went by already. I can't believe it. We
Such
talk so
good
much.
news. Yeah. Good stuff.
But
Good
it's
stuff.
all good stuff. Yes,
Good
exactly. So we want to share some words of wisdom and some words of good knowledge that can help us create a change here, a new way of seeing life, a new possibility, and of course, a
The
new
change
way.
will
Yeah.
happen here.
And then the change starts by downloading. I call it that. You come and say, well, you come and see and say, what? What is she saying? Ah, no, 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 no. That's too much. That's ridiculous. I cannot believe it, right? But then at a certain point, the information starts going down to your heart and then to your soul, and the transformation happens.
And you go, I got it.
All right, everybody,
All right,
good
bye-bye,
night.
everyone. Good night.
We love you.
Thank you for coming.
Yes. Tea time.
Tea time. Yes, and mine is here. Tea time.
Cheers.
Ooh, cheers.
Woo.
Cheers to all of you
Yes.
as well.
And for all of those hearts, I so
Yes,
love
we
them.
love the hearts. Yes, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.